Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Atlantis and the beginning of the fourth year of the Bahamas Bowl. We've had a great first 3 years of the game here in the Bahamas, and we look forward to the fourth edition of that, which is going to happen on Friday, December the 22nd at the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium. I'm Chris Pica, the Director of Communications for the Bowl, and today you will hear from several people who are very important to our success as a bowl game and as an event year-round. This morning we met with various members of the Bahamas business community who assist us at the game each year in different areas, and from business to logistics. We had a tremendous meeting with them, and so we're here to kind of give a review of last season and a preview of what's to come in 2017. Joining us this afternoon is Pete Durzis, who's the Senior Vice President of College Sports Programming and Events for ESPN. Howard Kirawan, the President of Atlantis Paradise Island. Joy Gibberlew, the Director General of the Ministry of Tourism and Aviation. And Jeffrey Beckles, the General Manager of NSA-Bahamas. At this time, I'd like to introduce Pete Durzis from ESPN.
Every one of you in this beautiful country for the great hospitality. The Bahamas Bowl has some very key and important messages, and a chance for us to host two teams in a world-class destination at a world-class resort with world-class hospitality that is so second nature to the Bahamian people. So it's my pleasure to thank each and every one of you for the warm welcome. We're 3 years through our original 6-year commitment as it relates to the bowl game. As we mentioned earlier today, we're looking forward to this being a very long-term proposition, not just a 6-year one. And with the improvements that we've experienced, Jeffrey and your team, with the new field at Robinson Stadium, just outstanding. The feedback from the teams last year was tremendous. Certainly, Howard, you and your team here just do a remarkable job in really fulfilling fantasy. The Atlantis is second to none as it relates to a destination, and to see the wow factor look on the young people that come, the fans that come, the parents that come, all the support staff. To see it in pictures is one thing, to experience it in person is another, and tremendous opportunity. This isn't possible without all of these key stakeholders to stage a game of this magnitude, and you know, certainly the Ministry of Tourism has just been a tremendous part of what we've done in crafting it and really opening it up to the schools in the U.S. Once the word of mouth about the success of this game takes place, it's one thing for me to talk about it. It's certainly another thing when athletic directors and head coaches and players go back and visit with their constituencies and talk about what an incredible opportunity they had. These types of events aren't possible, though, if it's not a fair and value exchange. The participation from the tourism, those dollars get plowed right back into this economy, and that's certainly something very important to us. At ESPN, we televise it nationally in the U.S. to 91 million households. It also goes internationally on ESPN's International to 40 to 50 countries witness the Bahamas Bowl. So we've created a great platform here for a lot of people to benefit, and certainly those that participate probably benefit the most because it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. From an economic impact standpoint, we've been really pleased with the continued growth, year-over-year growth. $3.5 million direct economic impact in the Bahamas. I believe it's about 2,300 hotel rooms during the course of the bowls. So we're making a lot of progress, meeting a lot of the guidelines of the original plan. So with that, it's my certainly pleasure to thank each and every one of you in the Bahamian Islands for the great support. Without it, it's just simply not possible. So thank you, Chris.
Pete, thank you. One of the things that makes this game go is the tremendous work and the beauty of this resort, the Atlantis Paradise Island. And the gentleman who is in charge of that, who's been so very helpful, he and his staff have been very helpful to us as a bowl and as a staff. Howard Carawan, the President and Managing Director of Atlantis Paradise Island. Howard?
Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Pete. It's great to be here and have you guys here. One of the things that I look at, and I know the Ministry of Tourism looks at as well, is exposure on a sporting event needs to be sort of the icing on the cake, and we've got a lot of icing with this event because it gives us great exposure internationally. But as importantly, or more so primarily, we're bringing thousands of visitors to the island and to Atlantis. And those visitors go back and they tell their friends and family. And that is really our objective, and I think we share that objective with the Ministry of Tourism, is to do events that brings business here. Because in the end, it's dollars spent in the islands and getting people to experience our wonderful culture. That is what drives future tourism, because word of mouth is really what drives tourism. So to have a very high level of clientele that come down for these games that are so excited about it, to go back and spend their money here and talk about it, is so critical. And that's why we've made a commitment to be a partner in the Bahamas Bowl for many years going forward, because we see this as a long-term, solid foundation at a time of the year that's not very busy here. Certainly 5 days after the bowl game, you can't find a room anywhere, but during the game and the week before, as we all know, is a slow time. So it's a perfect time for us to bring people here, let them experience it. And one of the things Pete and I were just talking about prior to coming up here is not just experiencing Atlantis, but experiencing the Bahamas and integrating, as we are doing here, the cultural, the wonderful offerings we have in food, in art, in music, in culture, because people aren't coming here to experience an American experience. They want a real Bahamian experience. So I think we're doing that here in Atlantis, and I think we're going to integrate that as we go forward more and more into what we're offering to the folks visiting us. So I'd like to thank Joy and Minister for all the support you guys have given to it. We're excited about it. Pete, thank you very much. And Jeffrey, you just go from one great event to the next. So good to have you as a partner.
Thank you, Howard. Next is the Ministry of Tourism, who is represented by Joy Gibberlew, who's the Director General. The Ministry of Tourism have been tremendous partners to us. We work very closely with them and their staffs in a lot of areas of this game, the game itself, but also the promotion of the game on the islands, the logistics on getting the teams to and from, and in a way making sure that the Bahamas is properly marketed when you watch this game in the United States. For those watching back home, it's a 3.5-hour commercial for the Bahamas and 4 reasons why you should come here and visit this wonderful resort at the Atlantis. So to talk about the tourism part of this event as we go into year 4 is Ms. Joy Gibberlew, the Director General of the Ministry of Tourism and Aviation. Joy.
Thank you very much, Chris, and good afternoon to everyone, particularly our partners who sit up here with us at this table. So I want to say what a pleasure it is. There was a strong sense of deja vu when I walked in. It was this very same room, I believe, that we've made our announcements in previous years. But it was also a sense I felt of family coming together. And I think that speaks to the event, the Bahamas Bowl. And so to be here at the announcement for the 4th iteration of the Bahamas Bowl on Friday, 22nd of December, certainly gives me great pleasure. And I know I say that on behalf of everyone of the Ministry of Tourism. I think Howard expressed so efficiently and effectively our collective goal, the goal of Atlantis Resort, the goal of the Bahamas Ministry of Tourism. Our mandate is to increase visitors to our destination. And one of the ways that we know that that happens, and that happens really well, is when you have great events that people travel for and they travel to. And the formula with something like the Bahamas Bowl is that we have seen that it works. And I loved what Howard said, that it provides an opportunity for us to showcase our destination. But additionally, it gives us some incredible ambassadors. I really look forward to the press conference with the football players when they come down, because one of the things they talk about, each and every one of them, it's a dream come true. It's a dream destination. They cannot believe it. And we know that that word of mouth, of which Howard spoke, that's the type of energy and the type of message that we want repeated. So we're just happy to partner with all those who are here partnering with us. Of course, ESPN, you continue to be a tremendous partner. And you gave me cause for great excitement when you mentioned those numbers, 91 million households in the United States of America. We know that the Bowl has created some great energy, great excitement because of the exciting things that happen. So we look forward to that taking place. But we also have our local sponsors this year. And we thank Wendy's, Coca-Cola, and of course the local franchise of Popeyes for the support that they have given, along with Atlantis and Jeff at the stadium. So this year we're looking forward to teams of U.S. college athletes from Conference USA and Mid-American Conference. And they have taken part in the past 3 years. They've been highly successful games, and we expect nothing less. It is just interesting for me to say as I close, to think that American football is now becoming an integral part of the Bahamian Christmas. And so in addition to Junkanoo, Christmas shopping, everyone is adding football to it, college football. And so we invite Bahamians, mark your calendars. We've given the date, but just to reiterate, 22nd of December, it's perfect timing. It's Friday before Christmas. And we're looking forward to another year of great and exciting games. So thank you very much, Chris, and to all our partners.
Joy, thank you very much. Our last speaker this afternoon is a gentleman who assists us greatly at the stadium. We have a great facility in the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium and the practice fields that surround it. It is a large part of what makes this game go for our teams, our coaches, our student athletes. And the stadium on game day is really the hub of what we work towards during the entire bowl week. And when the visitors come from the United States and the folks here in the Bahamas come to the game, and the student athletes and the coaches and everyone come in, and ESPN, it's a great showcase for the facilities here in the Bahamas and why we're here to have this game. So at this time, I want to pass it over to Jeffrey Beckles, who is the general manager of the NSA-Bahamas and who's also representing the Ministry of Youth, Sports, and Culture. Jeff?
Thank you, Chris, and good afternoon, everyone. It is indeed a pleasure to be here again and to welcome Bahamas Bowl back to the Bahamas. It is often said that 3 times may be a charm, but I guess number 4 must be the gold nugget, because that's where we are. And so on behalf of our minister, Michael Pintard, and our new permanent secretary, Campbell, we extend our warm welcome to you. 2017 has been an extraordinary year for the National Sports Authority and indeed for the Bahamas. By the time the Bahamas Bowl comes around in December, we would have hosted 3 regional events and 3 world events. That would have given us a tremendous head start on the improvements that we've committed to when we host this football game. We're happy to announce that we just completed our brand new 6.5-acre open field. In addition to the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium, the original stadium, we've actually completed a complete rehab and replacement of that field. So when you come in December, you would have access to the all-grass fields for your practice times ahead of the game. And so this is in keeping it part and parcel of our commitment to ensure that as we go out and attract new events and continue to host events like Bahamas Bowl, that every time you come to the Bahamas, you're going to see some expression of our continued commitment to hosting these events. And so the staff at the NSA have been working diligently to ensure that we better position ourselves in 2017, and we're very confident in this fact. This year's experience will be totally different as in those years past. And I believe that the experience that the student athletes had last year is literally going to be, I believe it'll be in nugget form again this year. And so we look forward to it again, and we look forward to continuing to grow the event. Obviously, the fact that we have football at Christmas has been it's been a learning curve for us. And over the years, we are continuing to see a lot more participation. We are certainly looking forward to greater participation from the schools who will be involved in the 2017 version and their following. And so we're looking forward to a fantastic Christmas. It won't be a white Christmas here in the Bahamas in 2017, at least based on the forecast, but we know that it could be a great Christmas, and we're looking forward to it in part and parcel because we will be hosting the Bahamas Bowl again in 2017. So welcome again. It is going to be exciting. And to our colleagues at the Ministry of Tourism, Atlantis, and all of our local partners, Coca-Cola and the others who have been playing such an integral part of building this destination as a premier host destination, we say thank you to you. And because of your help and your participation thus far this year, we believe we've advanced the ball on our home turf of establishing the Bahamas as a premier host destination. So welcome again.
Thanks, Jeffrey. On behalf of the Bahamas Bowl staff, our Executive Director, Richard Giannini, Lee Miller, Tom Snyder, and all of us who come down here to the Bahamas, we're very pleased to be here once again to be a part of this event, which will be held on December 22nd at 12:30 in the afternoon at the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium. And we will hand out at the end of that game the Prime Minister's Trophy to the champion team from either Conference USA or the Mid-American Conference, and that game will be on ESPN. And we will show the world, once again for the 4th year, why bowl games are better in the Bahamas. Thank you very much.